Hello, and welcome to the season premiere of VSU Today, your source for news and information at Virginia State University. I'm your host, Daphne Maxwell Reid. In our first segment, we take a look at how Virginia State University's College of Education is creating a positive learning environment for all its students while preparing some of the best teachers in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
We care about student feelings. Why? At Virginia State University, we are in the business of training qualified future educators. So I'm going to stop talking, and I want you to discuss the first question with the people in your group. First, we encourage students, or students have to take what we call an introduction to teaching class. So how can a school ensure that the cost of attending a school affair is not prohibitive to some of its students? Okay? And in that class, they learn the basics and the backgrounds about teaching, about classroom management, and what happens in curriculum and instruction, and how they teach and how to interact with students.
Hello. My name is Corey Ward, sophomore from Virginia State.
We're one of the few programs that send the students out as early as their freshman year.
But I'm excited, though, that you want to teach.
We send our candidates to different communities so that they could get the kind of practical experience that we think is important for them to be the kind of diverse teacher we expect out of our program.
Then when you're done, read the directions.
And they get to interact with kids and observe to see if this is something that they actually want.
Not a lot of programs on this campus offer opportunity to be able to go and actually experience your field of study. It's no better feeling than being around the kids, if that's what your heart is really for. Seeing a teacher, because you will actually be a teacher once you graduate. How you doing? Hi, kids. Corey. My name's Corey. Call me Corey. Doesn't matter. Welcome, Corey. Thank you. Appreciate it.
When you talk about the history of Virginia State, it's surrounded by teaching. Like, the university actually started as a normal school, meaning it began for the sole purpose of training teachers. Like, that's the reason the university began in the first place. We hear all about the fact that we're a land-grant institution and all that is great, but it was understood way back in the 1800s when we first started that there was a huge need for minority teachers in the surrounding school districts. So we started from there. And you can email it to me or you can print it and just put it. Because that's kind of the backbone of what we've done, education has always been very important here on the campus. So we've always been dedicated to trying to produce as many and more importantly, the best teachers that we possibly can. Cumulative. What's cumulative mean? As recently as 2 years ago, we were actually named as the top producers of minority male teachers.
We are going to finish answering these questions. One of the things we also have to do in preparing teachers is to actually help them, is to prepare them to take the tests they need to become licensed certified teachers. Our last years in teaching were actually in the upper grades.
Those tests, however, are all interwoven into our curriculum so that you are better prepared for those exams prior to graduating.
Part of our conceptual framework is all of you being a reflective practitioner, right? What that means is
100% of our students pass the licensure exams before they graduate from the university.
Boom, you were driving down the street, the light turned yellow.
260 times.
Virginia State University, the Trojans are doing a phenomenal job in helping with the workforce, and a lot of high-quality teachers every year are coming out from the education program and entering our K-12 system and really benefiting children.
We can boast that we do have proud alumni who go on to be Teachers of the Year.
The 2019 Virginia Teacher of the Year is...
We announced the Teacher of the Year for Virginia, who is an alumni from Virginia State.
Rodney Alexander.
He actually teaches in Richmond public schools. His name is Mr. Rodney Robinson, so he's a teacher at Virgie Binford Education Center in Richmond.
I am filled with pride with him winning Virginia's top honor of Teacher of the Year. I tell them all the time, I take credit because when I became a principal here, I said I needed the very best our district had to offer, teaching with me here at Virgin Bedford. So you want to have our new wave of kids?
Yes.
I had a vision, and part of that was making sure I had the very best.
So if you went to jail for selling weed and now you out.
Every young man that is here has been accused of, not convicted, but accused of committing some type of crime.
So for every 100,000 people we have in this country, say we had locked up 730 people.
And what Mr. Robinson teaches them is that you're greater than your current circumstance. Even though you are here now, doesn't mean that you cannot still be a productive, meaningful part or meaningful person in society.
71% of people in the Department of Juvenile Justice are young black males. One of my goals of teaching my students is because I'm a social studies teacher, I want to make them civically responsible citizens. And then also during the 1960s, there were a bunch of civil rights cases. And also, by making them civically responsible citizens, I want them to understand how they can contribute to society. Who's the one person, the one hero we always talk about from the 1960s? Specifically in the Juvenile Detention Center, my goal is for them to understand the system that they are part of in hopes that they will reduce their recidivism rate. Good news is, with some of the books we ordered, we got the audio books as well.
Okay.
And that'll help.
I believe that Mr. Robinson won this prestigious award because of his commitment and being committed to the children who are often not well invested in, especially in the educational arena. So he has set the bar much higher for those of us within this educational setting to be able to reach back and pull up these kids who often are forgotten.
All right, if you think the answer is A, raise your hand. All right, good job. C is the answer.
Virginia State has had a fantastic reputation for developing teachers of color or minority teachers for the state of Virginia.
So let's look at this number, 769. I'm very fortunate that I was chosen as Shamrock Elementary School 2018-2019 Teacher of the Year. Make sure when you are setting it up, make sure...
Mandela earned the award of Teacher of the Year essentially through being the type of teacher or educator that I would want others to emulate in the school.
We have 6 minus 8.
Mandela is bright and very energetic.
Can you tell me one answer that...
The thing that's great about Mandela is not just the fact that he is an outstanding teacher, like he understands pedagogy.
So we have 70,000. I feel and truly believe that every child can learn. Awesome job.
Like he understands how to convey information in an effective fashion.
If you have 2 fingers, can I take away 4? I don't have 4, right? Each and every day, I get up in the morning and I know that I can change and impact a child's life. So we can work on estimating and work.
But more importantly than that, he understands his purpose for being an educator.
So when I call your name, you're gonna come and join me, okay? Langston, Markel, Morella.
I would say Mandela's teaching style is engaging.
If I say 16.
Bingo!
All right, we have a bingo.
Kids like to get up and move.
Let's count this together. You ready? And I'm very energetic, so I like to get up and move as well. So, you know, anything like fact fluency, counting 1 at a time. Go ahead. So instead of just sitting down and doing a 1-minute math drill, we'll get up, we'll go and play slap it. All right. And whoever gets 4 in a row, or 7, swat it. You run up to the board. Let's see, you have 2 teams that run up to the board. And be like, oh, 5 times 4. Oh, 20. No. If you make it fun, it'll be less challenging for the students, and it'll open up their whole mind and perspective about it.
He sees it as being as much more than just, I'm teaching these students how to add, subtract, multiply, divide.
All right, high fives for all of you. High fives. Good job.
It's, I'm helping these young people reach their fullest potential.
We have to meet them where they are, try to get them to even higher expectations, and get them over that hump in which, and not become complacent of where they are, where they're from. Good, excellent job. I was also boast that we have students who are now assistant principals, and we also have our graduates who are now superintendents as well.
So this morning we're going to be working on Facts and opinion. We're going to be.
We have roughly about 15 alumni here from Virginia State University, including myself and my assistant principal. We are both graduates of the university. I myself actually received my bachelor's degree from Virginia State University and then went on to receive my master's.
And it's definitely evident that Virginia State prepares scholars and leaders, because people come here from Virginia State like myself, and you kind of progress quickly because Virginia State has equipped you with that knowledge and those leadership skills to kind of go into the field and perform up to par and kind of above average.
A fact is something that can be proven.
So my time at Virginia State University allowed me to become a qualified and prepared me to become a qualified teacher through the classes that I took.
So if something has a date, especially when we're talking about history or things like that,
they motivated me and pushed me to become my best self.
Then what would be the opposite of a nonfiction story?
Charity is a recent graduate of our College of Education. I actually think she got out 2 years ago, maybe it is, and already she has been named as her grade lead.
I pledge to be respectful to everyone in every way. I will be organized in my work and play.
So she came on with great ideas. She's able to build relationships with her students.
A rider on a horse was streaking across the desert.
In order that our students are interested in learning and they're excited about their learning.
Why you say it's an opinion? Charity has a lot of fire. You still gotta tell me why? A lot of enthusiasm. If you want to read a story in there, that's fine. And Charity has a great love for students, but also Charity has a great teaching ability. We're working on the last 2 sentences of that paragraph. That's it. Just the last 2 sentences of the paragraph.
My philosophy of education is definitely that every student has the ability to learn.
If it's a fact, then it means it's something that we can prove, right?
The ability to do their best work when they're given a teacher who is competent, caring, effective, and reflective in the work that they do.
Thank you so much for being on the third block and facing forward.
When people see her working diligently and she has that strong work ethic, they tend to kind of pick that up themselves. And so it's no surprise to me that she was given a leadership role, and there's no doubt that she's going to go on to do great things in education.
Good morning, how you feeling? You having a good day? Good.
Did you know Virginia State University is the best historically black college and university?
Yes.
Yes.
Debt capital is much larger than.
With the best business school.
Nice.
Nice.
Best choir.
No, great one. Everybody good? Clap, clap.
Wow.
Best female student.
Yes.
Best animation program.
Yes.
In the best state for higher education.
Woohoo!
Virginia State University, a transformative experience.
Welcome back. Our next story focuses on Virginia State University's Textile, Apparel, Merchandising, and Management program, also known as TAM. This program prepares students for a variety of careers in the fashion and textile industries.
The TAM program, which means Textiles, Apparel, and Merchandising Management, is situated under the Department of Family Consumer Science at Virginia State University. In this era of fashion, our TAM program is growing by leaps and bounds. Historically, our TAM program has been in existence now for over 60 years. In this program, what we do is teach students how to interface with the fashion industry.
When you settle on your design idea, then make it pretty.
Textile science part of our program is really a foundation.
If you're coming Wednesday,
the garment does not exist without the fiber, without the yarn or fabric.
You need to not only include the contour of the garment, all of its details as we talked about before, right?
So what we have to have our students experience is different levels of testing of fibers, how the fibers are produced, whether it's synthetic or natural. We also show them and have them to experience how they differentiate and how they impact the overall garment.
We just need to have, it's called a design sheet, which is the first sheet in a spec.
So once the textiles are produced, we have to take the fabric and use the fabric or manipulate the fabric in a way that is a wearable garment, whether it's for a certain body type, we have to consider that. And clothing construction is the primary course. We start there and then we move into apparel design.
All right, so we all know how to pin our darts, right? From clothing construction, right? What I teach is all the technical things within the fashion industry segment. So I teach fashion illustration. So I'm gonna draw those lines, yeah. I do the clothing construction class. That's okay, unless you have a seam there. I teach them how to pattern make. There's two ways I can get rid of this dart. Design theory. Let's see how yours matches up. Color theory and stuff like that. You did a good job. So I give them a well-rounded approach to the dynamics in the fashion industry and how to conceptually design and produce, you know, the garments and stuff. Then measure the same distance between
So everything in this packet you guys are going to design. So with 4 people in the group, 1 person has to serve as the model. I'm a very hands-on professor. These can be used as what? Belts, right? In this type of major, a lot of students, they get theory-based things, but I'm very hands-on. I like for them to see it. Make her fabulous. I like to do real-life experiences and different things like that with the students. So think about her a full ensemble and some accessories.
And merchandising is important because there are many ideas in terms of garments, but the idea isn't successful until the exchange occurs with the customer. So you're correct in that the price point is probably going to be more because it's specialized. So in our classrooms, we actively seek top-ranked talent.
I just think the support system is here. I just love the TAM department.
To come and share fashion with our students.
Using your education that you received here is oh so important.
We hosted a workshop this year with Tangi Massey Jones.
You'll be surprised how many millionaires and high position people there are that graduate from Virginia State.
The practicum experience is encouraged throughout the course of study.
Just do it.
Nice to meet you. She just got back from London.
Oh, awesome.
She is like.
So students like Destiny Johnson, I encourage students to get some type of internship.
All these beautiful designers I see so far.
Sometimes you may have to do things for free, but you want to get that experience.
Hi,
how are
I'm
you?
Destiny.
Hi, Destiny.
Thank you for having me. I'm the intern from Virginia State University.
Okay. For example, Destiny Johnson will be working with the actor Tim Reid.
Yeah, hopefully have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
The opportunities for other students to intern with them is like a great thing because we're in an area where there's not that many internships available in the fashion industry or in that design field. So Tim and Daphne, they know their stuff.
I work at Virginia State to give up-and-coming filmmakers and designers and all those people who really want experience, practical experience in their chosen field. I bring them in. So Destiny was one of the interns that came and worked on our fashion show.
Hi.
The setup as well as the actual show itself.
I just graduated this May.
People think that what we do is a lot easier than it is because what they see is the finished product. I think that the universities have to, I believe, begin to focus their training to the global nature that we now exist in. And a student has to start out early, finding an identity within their creative talent.
You see it? Just like that.
What I like most about the program is definitely the faculty, the teachers. They're very comforting.
And you can use any part of the French curve.
And allow us to expand ourselves.
So how many slash lines would I have? 2.
And we're not afraid to ask questions.
And we look at half of it.
And just anything that we need, whether it is school or outside help or anything like that, because I know a lot of us stay back after classes sometimes to get a little extra feel, like maybe work on our designs a little bit more or just to get a little extra help. They're always there to help, very friendly.
Ah, you finished?
When I first came to TAM, I wasn't a freshman.
I need that to sew it to this one.
Mike was a junior, so I transferred from a different department. And I fell in love. Here's a couple brands I want to talk about that started to use the DTC method. I found my passion, and I found everything made sense to me, from pattern making.
See if we're doing it right.
To being creative and just my style.
I don't care what university it is, you come out with passion and skills and the tools, you will find a spot for yourself. Then once you get there, it's up to you to create and shock the world with what you're able to do.
When we return, we go inside Virginia State University's baseball honors team.
We transform lives by sharing knowledge, ideas that flourish, by encouraging creativity with the students that come here. We transform lives by shaping your future through scholarship, by way of study with the finest minds in the world. We transform lives from first-generation students to lifelong learners. We are the best place to be in Virginia to study, work, make an impact on your community. Virginia State University. We are your transformative experience.
Thanks for coming back. Virginia State University's baseball program is on the rise. Academic advisors provide all the necessary tools for the student athletes to succeed as an honors team.
My philosophy is, or beliefs are, work ethic, good work ethic.
Right fielder is definitely covering on all ground balls.
Creates success.
Right field is over here.
What we try to do is make sure each player is well prepared.
Make sure you continue to communicate with the outfielders, and then let's work on pop-up.
We want to make sure they're prepared mentally and physically.
Pitching was outstanding.
We want to make sure they're fundamentally sound and working at a fairly high level.
Use those hands.
A few other things that we emphasize or stress: accountability.
Keep it up.
Want to be all in, 100%.
Drop here.
Focus. Commitment.
Hitters.
Working hard to achieve a goal.
We're not squaring enough balls up.
And thirdly, just have fun. Be loose, relax, embrace the experience also.
That's awesome. Good.
Coach Morgan's philosophy is he really believes in the little things.
You can get fooled and swing at one here. Up here, that's Little League.
I'm a player's coach.
Clean fielding, working hard at your at-bats, doing the little things to win.
I try to keep them loose as possible.
Heads up plays, he really just focuses on those, and then he believes that those will transfer into the big winning a game.
I'd rather for us to plant and make a throw than try to throw one off balance.
He leads you to the water, but he can't make you drink it.
Pitchers, make sure you throw into the bag.
He's going to give you everything possible that you need in order to be great.
Yeah, we want good people.
But it's up to you to do what he asks.
We want good people, good students, kids that, we think gonna do well at the university.
He will give you any advice you need.
Today we're gonna work on hitting a lot.
He will give you any practice strategies.
But we're not perfect. So you're gonna get that pitch where the ball's gonna be outside a little bit, where he's gonna call a strike.
He will give you different ways to look at the game.
Either you don't know the strike zone, or you're moving your head a little too much.
And then everything else is on you as a player.
As he puts it, the baseball gods will reward you for doing the little things.
Virginia State University baseball is very consistent. In the last 10 to 15 years, we have won a few CIAA championships.
You practice so much, you do your job so much, you play baseball so much. At this point in life where you just go do it.
You're going to roll through all 3 sets on your own.
Yeah, weightlifting
Ready.
is pretty much run by Coach Farmer.
Pick it through hand raise, superset single leg hip bridge, 3x8.
They usually go 2 to 3 days a week.
We don't do activities that will hurt or injure our bodies.
So it's not like a one-person thing. He's about everybody getting better.
He does an outstanding job for us.
You have 5 minutes.
Runs them through pretty much all baseball drills.
When we get back on Monday, the interview is due, right?
Baseball at Virginia State University is really on the move. How y'all doing with your game winning and losing that?
We're doing good. We're 10-4 right now.
Let's come out with
They have a very high successful academic ratio.
They give you a lot more support. They give you a lot more ways to educate yourself. And also they show you the way. Once you showed me the steps to take, it was easy to accumulate my grades.
They are an honors team.
I mean, I've been more than pleased how my teachers have been helpful.
They provide the tools necessary for baseball players and student athletes to succeed.
Way to battle, way to battle.
All of them are doing a fine job academically.
Academics are going good. GPA is sitting a little bit below 4.0.
The baseball team has a 3.0 GPA, and it's directly from the academic advisors. They do a wonderful job, and it carries on to the baseball field.
There's a joking and a bonding of college students, kind of a family atmosphere. Everybody's got each other's backs.
1, 2, 3, go!
We've formed a brotherhood every year that we've been here. I got close with those guys the last 2 years than I did at any other school that I've been to.
It's a great feeling to have, going to play on a baseball field with your brothers.
Well, that does it for this edition of VSU Today. I'm your host, Daphne Maxwell Reid. For more information on Virginia State University, go to www.vsu.edu. See you next time.
I am honored to stand here and welcome you as we celebrate the birth of our illustrious institution. On a day like today, we can reflect on who we are as a university. Not just our mere existence, but our status in the community and amongst other colleges and universities. I can only imagine the fight 134 years ago, where an institution was tailor-made for African Americans who were once denied the right to an education, now had the opportunity to be great. In a recent conversation I was part of, an educator looked to convince me of how my HBCU was not a reflection of the real world. I choose to believe otherwise, as history reflects. Here at Virginia State University, we have a melting pot consisting of a diverse culture, intelligence that compete with the best of the best in colleges and universities, a global consciousness that aids in the advancement of society, and it's all because of Alfred W. Harris, who only longed for a place where all may go and drink from the fountain of knowledge. So today, I greet you in the name of stellar academics. I greet you in the name of state-of-the-art facilities. I greet you in the name of nationally recognized faculty. I greet you in the name of innovations changing the landscape of technology. I greet you in the world-renowned performance organizations. I greet you in the name of an exceptional athletics program. I greet you in the name of committed service to our surrounding community. I greet you in the name of a rich and illustrious history. I greet you in the name of those who have come before us. I greet you in the name of those who will carry the torch and continue to pave the way. I greet you in the name of a man with a vision who made today possible. Welcome to the crystallization of a dream. Welcome to Virginia State University.